So you can get through the minute and the few minutes or the 40 pitches and then be like, damn, I'm going eighth. I still need 5 more homers. You can see that and you can make sure you hit that mark. Hey, people, we're back on FT. Let's talk about the home run derby for a few. Shohei Ohtani, not in. He had interest in participating. This is from Jack Harris, who covers the team. And per Dave Roberts, recognized fans would want him in it and to watch him in it. But given his rehab, he and the team decided it was not worth the risk. I will actually counter part of this tweet by saying many Dodger fans did not want him to participate in the home run derby because it seems to be one of those events that some fans get scared about. It's like, oh, I love it. I want to watch it, just not my guy, especially a guy who's recovering from arm injury and all that kind of crap. Obviously I want to see Shohei in there, but I think some Dodger fans were like, no, because you know how it is. I mean, you were in it, Todd. If anything happens, you get blamed.
Oh my God, 100%. I did it 3 times, I would never change it for the world. But yeah, I think this new format, which I think we'll get into, Scott.
Yeah. Well, you want to cue it up then? You want to do a little visit to the office?
To our
Let's
circle
do it
here. Let's go.
Yeah.
I love that little sequence. It's
nice little quick visit.
We gotta get Cam on that thing. Yeah, I think. Listen, it's not for everybody. It's a different format. Scott, we're going to talk about 3-minute rounds. You get 40 pitches. Now I'm going to stop there at the first thing. I think I had in the first time they ever did it in 2015
with the timer.
I think I had 39 pitches every round on the dot. So my brother and I, we didn't plan it that way, but I think that's around a good amount of pitches. Do I think they'll get that? Some guys will, some guys won't. You think of Rosarena, man. I think he had 59 in one round.
So that's what they're trying to curve.
That's what they're trying to curve. And I think as a fan too, I think you want to see where the ball lands. And I think we're getting away from that the last couple of years because of how fast it was going. That's my perspective if I'm watching. I want to see on TV where the ball lands, and then I want to see the guy throw again. So you want to go over it, and then we can talk more about it?
Yeah, and that's a good point. I agree. I remember, AJ, you were standing next to me too, right? Remember last year we were at the Derby watching in person, and it was so fast. It was like hard to kind of keep up with anything for me. It kind of got to that point. Don't you feel that way? Where it was like the attention span was so difficult. I'm like, yeah, I need like a little bit more structure. I know it's a fast world, but did you feel that way? And then I'll keep going.
No, here's what I thought. I thought the ball wouldn't even land, right? They'd be like, whack. And you're looking up, and then all of a sudden you're whack. And you're like, whoa, now I'm trying to follow 2 balls. And sometimes they hit it high enough, there'd be 3 balls in the air. And it was just hard to keep up with it, especially live. And I thought sometimes they would lose count of how many balls actually went out of the park, because there was times where they'd be like, oh, he has that 15. Oh, wait, no, he's actually at 17 because we missed 2 that went out because it's like whack, whack, rapid fire, right? So I'm all for maybe slowing it down somehow, but not as slow as it used to be because it used to take forever.
Yeah, this is trying to balance that, Cam. I almost thought of multi-ball if you're playing pinball. If you have you're managing 3 pinballs at a time and you're just like, what? And so if you're a fan watching that, it just kind of drowns itself out. So this will hopefully tighten it up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm with Todd. I think we're in a day and age where we want the game of baseball to be sped up so much that we're losing the sight of enjoying it, right? Taking a step back and enjoying these guys' ability to hit a ball as far as they do. And like Todd said, as a fan, I remember one in particular. I think it was Vladimir Guerrero Sr. in San Francisco, and he hit one in the Coke bottle. If you're going too fast, you don't get to take those moments in. Those are special moments when you can see a guy like Stanton's power on display. You want to take a moment to see that. And for me, I do like what they're doing, trying to cut down the amount of swings because you do want to keep guys healthy. Me personally, I think it still is kind of long and drug out, just to be honest. I like the good old, you got 10 outs and let's see what you can do in 10 outs. I don't know if that was too long. That's what AJ was talking about, but I feel like it creates a little bit more room for error, a little less room for error, and I think it'll keep these guys healthy as well.
Todd, I got to ask you. So you did this 3 times. Like, how tired were you? Because everyone's like, oh, he's so tired. And then a dude goes off, right, in the home run derby, and then they're like, oh, he had a bad second half. It's because he was tired from 3 days ago where he took 50 extra swings, right?
I was
And then
exhausted.
you'll get a guy like Soto who gets better, but who gets better, right? But okay, so I get you're exhausted, but then you have the game day, and then you have 2 more off days usually after that. So you really have 3 days to recover. Why do people say like, man, I'm so tired? Now I never did this on this level, but like I just don't understand why people are like, God, they're exhausted. It's like 50 more swings if you lose in the first round.
Yeah, it was the speed of it. It was the energy. It was I was the ambassador of the whole thing. So there goes my earpiece. But it was everything. I was up at 5:30 every morning trying to be Mr. Cincinnati. I was signing autographs. We were on the parades. I mean, you've been part of it, but it was just nonstop. I had 3 bottles of a Pedialyte I went through. We got on after the All-Star. When the All-Star game came, I didn't fall asleep until 4 a.m. We had the parties afterwards. And I just never caught up. It was I don't know. I can't really explain it. You think after like 5 or 6 days you catch up. Then we had to go on the road. And I've never told the manager this, but that Sunday, the 3rd game we had a day game. I went to Brian Price. I said, dude, I think I need a day off. I am absolutely drained. So I got the day off, and I never caught up from that point on. I would never blame my swing because my swing is going to be my swing. People always like, oh, your swing's bad. No, I could just never catch up. It was the weirdest thing, and it's hard to explain.
So, I want to ask you that. I want to ask Todd that because, I was one thing I wondered playing. So would you say that there is some, I know each guy's different, but would you say there is some type of effect that it has on your swing, coming off that break, right? Doing all that stuff and a swing and approach, it can affect that, right?
Yeah, I agree. I agree it can affect it, but I also agree that we're all professionals and you get back in that batting cage and you go over film and take some early batting practice to kind of eliminate that launch that you were doing. I think you'll be right back to where you need to be. So the people to blame, oh, my swing's all messed up. Well, I mean, get in the cage a little more. Focus on, what you've been doing well. You're going to struggle. What happens when you're struggling? You're 0 for 15, 0 for 20. What do you do? Well, you get back in the cage and you work on some things and you get back to where you need to be. So I just think when your swing is bad, you go back to what, got you there, get some feel-good videos and improve that way. But I would never blame my swing at all. I just couldn't get back to mindset, and I don't know. It just wasn't there the 1 year, but I wouldn't change it for the world.
Okay. Lastly, let's get to the rest of the rules and competition here that is being changed. So real quick, you cool with the change from the head-to-head in the first round to the 8 all going at it, top 4? AJ and me were going back and forth on this one because there's pros and cons. It is cool, I agree, to have the head-to-head, but then you also have those situations, of course, where you're facing someone who does nothing, and then you can just kind of mail it in, and then the guys get to the next round. It almost felt like a little bit of a competition tweak, where you might get the right guy in the first round, and then you can just, I got to 12. This dude only did 11. Yeah. All right, I'm ready. Next round. Yeah. While this dude here is in double overtime hitting 48.
Do you want to hit first or would you want to hit last? I think I would want to hit like second to last or last because
of the 8.
Of the 8, just because of the fact I know how many homers I need to hit.
Right.
So this time, I think I'd rather hit last. And I think that's going to play in it. Are they going to flip a coin? Are they going to pick out of a hat? Like how
they should seed it. I mean, the way they would seed it in the past was by how many homers you have.
Sure.
So they should probably do that.
There's going to be guys that are going to be up there that might not have 15 homers because other guys don't want to do it. So, you know what I mean?
Saying, yeah. I mean, that have 15 on the year.
Yes.
Well, then, if you have 15 and you're the least of the bunch, you go first if you want.
The first guy gets to decide whether he wants to go first or last. That's what I mean. Do you pick it out of a hat?
True.
Do you flip a coin?
Yeah, I don't think we got that yet.
I think, the toughest call.
Yes, that part. And then
if he first or last.
Well, that's for you down south. I'm not worried about that.
That's for us on Sunday in NASCAR.
That's
there
right.
You go.
Well, okay. So the other part is you still do get the out component as well, right? After the pitches or the clock expires, you get 3 bonus outs. So that does mean you can just keep bopping homers. So you can get through the minute and the few minutes or the 40 pitches and then be like, damn, I'm going 8th. I still need 5 more homers. You can see that, and you can make sure you hit that mark.
It also puts pressure on you too as well.
It does.
So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Good
Yeah.
luck.
I like that part. It's just like Cam said, it is a good point too. Like it's going to be long. It's going to be a lot.
I like how, go ahead.
I just want to make sure also, like, for the casual fan, it can get confusing too. So obviously you just have to keep explaining what's going on, but there are a lot of quirks here. So you just have to keep explaining to the casuals, and even in the ballpark, I think it gets lost sometimes too. You're in the ballpark. Yeah.
Wait, when are they doing the skills competition? That's what I want to see. Is that at the Futures game?
Yes, that's in the Futures game, not for the major.
Can we get a big league skills competition like back in the day where like we got races,
Yes.
we got catchers throwing, like that stuff? Like that's what I want to see.
I'm all about it. I think this is a test with the Futures game.
And the only guy that's in the Home Run Derby right now is Gunnar Henderson. So we will see who wants to be in at the finals.
Yeah.
We got a new little partnership running with Manscaped. You know how scary it can get when you're going for that close shave below the belt. So they've got you hooked up for those sensitive areas. Their newest package is the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra, including the star of the show, the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. Also recommend you flipping back to yesterday's show if you want to see the products like Vanna White style from Todd Father. I just like emptied out the entire bag and he was showing each one off. He even like turned the razors on. It was great. It got a little worrisome when he turned the razors on. I was concerned for myself. I backed up a little bit. Thought he was going to try to trim my nose hairs, but we're good. Anyway, the 5th generation trimmer features 2 interchangeable next-gen skin-safe blade heads. A standard one for taking a little off the top. Then you've got the new foil blade to go smooth wherever your heart desires. And also has the dual LED spotlights to provide contrast on multiple skin tones, 3 length setting combs, and perhaps best of all, it is waterproof. Beach, lake, shower, whatever. The razor will get the job done. And they threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 5.0. The one we're talking about has boxers. It has a shed travel bag and a new buff bundle, which includes their signature silicone scrubber and their body wash. So no loofah action. Okay. Join the 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with our exclusive offer. It's 20% off plus free shipping when you go to manscaped.com and use promo code FOUL20, FOUL20.
Hey everybody, be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.